Hey there, Matthew. So your prompt this week was who has influenced my life, and um, so I have been blessed with some wonderful people in my life, and so I will start with my mom, Diana Jean, that she showed me how to love without question, that I always knew that I was fully loved and fully accepted by her. She showed me how to work hard and provide for um, Mick and I as a single mom, and still sought to make her family a priority, even through having an incredible business and building a business and showing us, you know, how to just keep it all held together. And I know it had to be like extremely hard then when we were growing up, but then even beyond that, that was the dog making that sound. Um, Beyond that, even today, I know that she will um, be a person that I turn to for advice, just to listen to things like that. And she just loves big, generous, kind, so many attributes that she had and shared with us, and definitely has been such a massive part with who I am. And I think, wow, what would have happened if she hadn't made a decision to um, be divorced when a lot of people weren't, and when she knew that it wasn't the right thing and was not a healthy situation. And I can't imagine where I would be today and who I would be today if she hadn't taken that step to make sure that we were just taken care of in such an incredible way. Um, the others who were so incredibly instrumental, the major ones in my life would be my grandma and grandpa, Barnett. My grandma Hall also, unfortunately, she passed away when I was pretty young. She had an incredible gift of humor, and she could laugh, and life was not always easy for her, and yet she could laugh and love on people. So that was pretty cool, amazing to have her until I was maybe 13 or so. Um, so my grandma and grandpa, Betty and Clay Barnett. Grandpa, um, he was there to help anybody with everything. He was funny. He told me for years I had to couldn't call him grandpa in public because he's just way too young, until Matthew was born. And then I asked him if I could now call him um, grandpa in public, and he said yeah, because I'm a great grandpa. So he was instrumental just in kind and giving. I had the fortunate um, reality of being able to grow up. So Mom and Mick and I live next door to Grandma and Grandpa, and that's just incredible. Like, we just always had them. They were just such an instrumental part of our life. And Grandpa could fix anything. Like, he always could, like, people would come to him, like he'd have old anything. He would get a vehicle and swap it with somebody, and he would redo all sorts of things. Like, he was just always had a garage full of projects, right? Maybe I can blame some of that on him for me, but um and he did not like to see people hurt. He didn't like to see people sick. He really struggled with that. He wanted to know that people were okay. Um and my um grandma and I just always had a connection. She was my prayer. She was a prayer warrior. She prayed for people. She really helped to forge my spiritual life a lot. She took me to church as a kid, and kind of one of the fun stories with that is that at one point my Aunt Brenda, who's just not very many years older than Mick and I, she and Mick had stopped going to church, and I kept going with Grandma only to prove that I was better than them. It's not really the reason to go to church, and that doesn't mean that I was better than them, but in my brain, I thought that I covered that by going. Grandma was a friend to everybody. Like she and my mom has that skill as well. But Grandma, as Mick said, if you listen to him about Grandma, I gotta go let the dog out. Excuse me. Grandma had the ability to go make friends with people. It didn't matter where, she would make friends with people. She wanted people to know that she cared about them, right? So she was definitely a prayer warrior, and it was just known. Like if she knew you, she was going to be praying for you. And yeah, pretty incredible person. I am so thankful again that we live next door, and then that eventually, after Grandpa had passed, that she had come to live with us was a wonderful thing for me and for the kids, all of you guys. So then I had the blessing of my mom and my grandma and grandpa, Grandma Hall. But then I've had so many other people who were a major part of my life. My aunt Brenda was like my sister, and that was an incredible thing. My uncles, who kind of filled that role of a dad at times too. So they were important in helping to shape who I am. And I had a stepmom who helped me love to do crafts when I was a kid. So that was really cool. So Nance helped in that area. And my sisters, like so my brother and my sisters were, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for them. I think that probably one of the biggest surprises that my mom ever got was that my brother and I became friends. When we were younger, we really did not connect or click. There's some fun stories behind that, but we just didn't. We were very, very different, it seemed. But then in the years to come, I know that I can count on Mick. I can count on Rachel, Jessica. Like they're just a part of who I am. Rachel and Jessica were 10 and 12 years younger than me. And they were so much, I just wanted to love them. And in return, they became just a part of who I am. Like, to be a teenager and want to love on somebody else instead of being as worried. Not that I wasn't selfish at times too, but just to love on them. And again, that a lot came from my mom and grandma and grandpa. And then I was blessed for lots of different friendships. Like I've had some friends that were just for a season. And that was sometimes hard for me to understand, that a friendship wouldn't be forever. But I've learned to put that in the right place now. That for whatever reason, a friendship ends, but it doesn't mean it wasn't valuable and it didn't teach me a lot. But then I've also been blessed with like some lifelong friends. So, Natalie and Nancy, I don't know. Wow. They have just been um, my people that I've leaned on a lot. And yeah, that has been always knowing that they are there. And then I would say, as you go through things in life, um, one of the things that it has become so clear to me is how much I've learned from my kids and how much they have shaped me. Um, each of my kids have skills in such unique ways. And I think you don't realize when you're younger that your kids are kind of growing up too. And so my kids have taught me so much about love, about forgiveness, um, accepting others, um, about digging deeper, um, about wanting to know more than just like what everybody says, right? So my kids have taught me um, that you don't just accept what you're given. Sometimes you have to answer hard questions. Sometimes you have to push yourself beyond where you want to be pushed. And my kids have been through a lot, and yet they have turned into just incredible people. And what a blessing to be able to watch that and to be able to see that they care about each other deeply, that they want the best for each other, that that is such an amazing thing to watch that happen, and that has helped me to grow as a person also. Um, and um, and then I would also say Tom has taught me how to love, how to be loved, um, how to forgive myself from, many times I ask, well, how did I end up in a situation that I ended up in, and those kind of things. And I spent a lot of years not really knowing what real love um, felt like in a relationship, as far as to be fully loved and fully accepted. Um, and it's a whole big story, but um, he has accepted me right where I am and never expected more of me than what I could give. And then to grow from that, um, wow, when you know that you, again, have so many people in your life that love you right where you're at and care about you deeply, like, wow, what a blessing to have so many people care about you and want the best for you. So, a lot of people helped me grow in my relationship with Christ and in learning, and when I was in college and all sorts of different things. But I would say that those people have been the biggest ones to shape who I am today. And I'm sure I've left some out. Going to camp and being involved there, there's a lot of people there who made a significant difference in my life as well. Um, but those, I think I've named the big ones. Um, and my friends that I have now that I know that, again, love me right where I am, not going to ditch me. Um, some of the hardest things that I've been through in life have been people walking away. And, but that's also helped me to figure out who is there for me. And so I've learned a lot, even in the hard parts. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that God led me through those things and helped me to guide kept me moving and breathing. So, so thankful for people in my life, for others, and for examples of pouring into other people. Love y'all.